Hi Virgo, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of December. This is the final month of a historical year, and there's a lot to cover, so I'm going to get right into it. So on the final day of November, there's a lunar eclipse at 8 degrees and 38 minutes of the mutable air sign of Gemini, and this falls in your house of career and life goals. And we're in eclipse season as we begin December. We have been for a little while. And that means that a lot of things happen in a very rapid way. Expect the unexpected. Eclipses are like wild cards. You know it's going to be a heightened time of a lot of activity, major beginnings, major endings. You can receive information out of the blue. Information can get uncovered. It can make us see things. Eclipses can make us see things in a way we've never seen before, and they can bring things to light. And with the lunar eclipse in Gemini, ruled by Mercury, the planet of information, you can expect a lot of things will get uncovered. And 2 days prior to that lunar eclipse, Neptune, which is transiting in your house of career, stations direct at 18 degrees of the mutable water sign of Pisces. So that also could bring up hidden information, because Neptune represents the fog and the hidden information, the secrets. And even though the energy will be very foggy and emotional, lunar eclipses are like a full moon on steroids. And Neptune also represents our emotions. So very sensitive time, obviously, to a very difficult year. So we start with that energy, very intense. On December 1st, Mercury exits the sign of Scorpio, where it's transiting in your house of teaching and learning and local activity, and it enters your house of home and family and emotional foundation, where it will be transiting until December 20th. And that's good for fixing up home, seeking solace at home during a difficult time. And then we have on December 5th, Venus forms a beautiful trine to Neptune. Venus is still in the sign of Scorpio until December 15th, and it's transiting in your house of local activity. So whether it's getting in touch with people and helping your local neighborhood during a very difficult time, maybe you're doing a lot of communicating and networking in that way, which many of us are. Venus forms a beautiful trine to Neptune in Pisces, and Neptune is transiting in your house of relationships. And so this could be good for, manifesting something with love, a creative project, a work project, certainly a writing project, because Mercury is in your house of communication. But that's or Venus rather, that's a really nice energy and a very creative one. So definitely tap into that day. And then on the 9th of December, Mercury, which is transiting in the sign of Sagittarius, at the bottom of your chart in your house of emotional foundation, squares Neptune in the sky. And that can be a little bit, tiring energy, depleting, sensitive. It's good for manifesting. There are a lot of Neptune aspects in the month of December. And we've been in such a Capricorn, Saturn-driven year about facing reality and restrictions. And I think all of us need to zone out a little bit to mourn, to weep, to rest, to restore, to have some self-care. So there are a lot of Neptune influences, I noticed, and that's one of the days. So do something creative, get some rest, manifest. And then on the 13th of December, Mercury, transiting in Sagittarius, forms a square to Neptune. And that can be miscommunication. Maybe there are family disputes. Maybe there's issues with the home. This is also really good for manifesting, because Mercury rules your sign. It rules your chart. And Mercury is the planet of thoughts. Write down, journal your thoughts, say affirmations, but likely there could be miscommunication with that energy. And it's the day before the total solar eclipse, which is a big deal. And that takes place on December 14th at 11:17 a.m. Eastern Time at 23 degrees and 8 minutes of Sagittarius. And that falls in your house of home and family. This is a very manifesting solar eclipse. And it's falling in a significant house for you, your house of home, your house of emotional security. This is a great new moon eclipse for setting intentions. Do the law of abundance. It's ruled by Jupiter, which is the grand benefic. And in this new moon eclipse, Venus, which is the planet of love and what you value, forms a sextile, which is an aspect of opportunity, to Jupiter, which is the grand benefic and the ruler of Sagittarius. So that's helpful energy. And Mercury in Sagittarius, which also is in your house of home, forms a trine to Mars in Aries. And that shows us that we have the courage and enthusiasm to get things done, or the opportunity with this new moon eclipse. I like that tone. Now, Neptune is prevalent in this eclipse as well. It squares the nodes of fate. It squares the new moon itself. So it's definitely a great time for setting intentions and, beginning new things. But again, more secrets will get uncovered. More things will get dissolved with Neptune. And Mercury in Sagittarius is conjunct the south node of karma in Sag, letting go. So there might be a release with some issues with family or home, or again, in this very difficult year, that's not that surprising. Or, if there has been a dispute or something, maybe hopefully you let go of it, But definitely planning new things if you have your own business, if you're looking to get a home, if you're looking to get more centered. Excellent new moon to manifest. On the 15th of December, Venus forms one final good aspect. It forms a sextile to Saturn in Capricorn, and that helps to structure what you want to create. And this whole Capricorn tale of restructuring and rebuilding and death and rebirth for you has been in your house of creativity. So it's really been important for you this year to find a way to make your heart sing and be more creative. Maybe you have been releasing old habits of how you are doing your creative work. Maybe you're working on your love life and opening yourself to that again. Whatever it is, that has been what you've been really focusing on structuring. Your inner child, your joy, and your creativity. And I know it's a very difficult year to find those themes or to be focusing on them. We're in a reality year, but that's been where this story has been for you. Okay. And on the 15th of December, Venus then exits the sign of Scorpio and enters the sign of Sagittarius in your house of emotional security. And it will be there until December 20th. And that's helpful. Venus will be there until January 8th, actually. So that's good for getting home, having fun at home, and, seeking solace at home too, And then on December 15th, Chiron, the wounded healer, stations direct at 5 degrees of Aries. And that's also a big deal because there are so many wounds. And I think a lot of that is around identity and ego. And Mars in Aries has been a big key player of this year because Mars has been transiting in the sign of Aries since June 27th. And it's transiting in your 8th house of healing and loss and transformation and joint resources. So healing wounds around all of those issues, which again, many of us are doing. But that's a positive that Chiron stations direct. On the 16th or the 17th of December, depending on where you are, there's big news. because Saturn exits the sign of Capricorn and enters the sign of Aquarius on December 16th at 9:04 p.m. Eastern Time, on December 17th at 12:04 a.m. Eastern Time. I said Pacific, I think. I meant Pacific for the 16th. And then adjust it to the time zone you're in. Saturn enters Aquarius. We are entering the age of Aquarius. And that is big news. That is huge news. And Saturn will be in Aquarius until March of 2023. And for you, it's going to be in your house of work and daily routine and habits. And that's a big focus for you. And that's something that you're always working on. That's your natal house, the house of routine and work and being of service. But that's really going to be a big focus on taking care of yourself, on being more productive in your work. And then on the 19th of December, Jupiter, the luckiest planet, enters the sign of Aquarius, where it'll be on and off until December 29th of 2021. And this is going to bring a lot of new opportunities for work, for healing, for helping with practice that helps you feel centered and balanced, because this has again been such a disruptive year for all of us. And that's a really exciting, I think, cycle. And I think that the really exciting cycle, well, before I mention it, December 20th, Mercury exits the sign of Sagittarius and enters the sign of Capricorn in your house of romance and creativity, where it'll be transiting until January 8th. Again, tapping into your creativity and inner joy. And you've been working with this story for quite a while. And then on the following day, on December 21st, the sun enters 0 degrees of the cardinal earth sign of Capricorn at 5:02 a.m. and begins the winter solstice. And that's a huge deal. That's in your house of creativity and self-expression. And the sun stops still for a few days, and we reflect on the year we've had, which what a year, and we reflect on what we want to have in 2021 and honor the people with us and the people that are unfortunately no longer with us. And this is a really big winter solstice because at 1:21 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturn and Jupiter meet up at 0 degrees and 29 minutes of Aquarius. And this marks the real age of Aquarius. And for you, again, it's in your house of work and service. And Aquarius is about humanitarianism. It's about alternative ways of healing. It's about futuristic thinking. It's a technological revolution. Now, of course, we want things to be more organic in our lives, but it's going to help to create a lot of new possibility. And in your work, that'll be the case because that's where it's going to be transiting. And also even in your health and wellness practice, and how you take care of yourself. And I think it's going to be excellent for forming community for all of us in a very disconnected time. So I am really excited about that. And then on the 24th of December, Mercury forms a trine to Uranus, and that's very innovative energy. Mercury in Capricorn in your house of creativity, trining Uranus in your house of higher learning. So that's a helpful energy for writing and networking and manifesting. And then on the 25th or the 26th, depending on where you are, the sun in Capricorn squares Chiron in Aries. And, all of us will be feeling the wounds with that, and it's such a painful year. And, it makes sense. And then on December 27th, we have the sun trines Uranus that day, and that's also very innovative energy, and I think gives us a preview of the age of Aquarius, this really networking, manifesting opportunity of possibilities. On the 29th of December, we have a full moon in Cancer that takes place in your house of friends and groups, and it takes place at 10:28 p.m. Eastern Time at 8 degrees and 53 minutes of Cancer, which is its home sign. And that's a very emotional placement of the moon. And it's a full moon at the end of, almost the end of the month, of a very difficult year. We had the eclipses in the Capricorn Cancer axis up until this summer, the last few years. Lots around Capricorn and Cancer. And Cancer is family, it's real estate, it's security, most importantly, it's home. And so for so many of us, that's such a tenuous sector, right? It's a very, very difficult time. But there's a lot of hope ahead of us, I feel. I think for you, you're going to be doing a lot of being of service, as you always are. And I also find it interesting that the final day of the year, the moon will be in Leo, and the last aspect it makes that day is a trine to Chiron, the wounded healer, showing us all that we open up our heart, because Leo rules the heart chakra, and through love we can heal in this age of Aquarius. So wish you a lot of luck, Virgo. It's going to be a very intense month. Do the law of attention, do the law of abundance on the total solar eclipse, and I wish you well. Take care. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.